Okay, so let's proceed ahead with your group discussion, and let me give you a very interesting and important topic for GD today. And you already are aware we are having three stages. One is introduction, then discussion, and then followed by conclusion. So you people are to speak Hindi, English, anything you have to speak. Believe me, the knowledge which is required for GD, you people have that. That knowledge you people have. Only thing is आपको बोलना है, आपको दूसरों को ध्यान से सुनना है. You will be in position to speak only if you are in position to listen. Listen attentively, use gesture and posture, nod when somebody is speaking. You should nod when you get it. Keep noting down some important point which may be helpful to you in the conclusion. I will try that everybody gets opportunity for conclusion. Everybody should do that. So be very attentive in the group discussion, and take the discussion forward and speak very relevant points, to the point, stick around the topic. Don't assume that you don't know the things. You already know the things. Just you have to tell something. ऐसे मान के चलो जैसे हॉस्टल में तुम बात कर रहे हो, पूरी तरह से इन्वॉल्व होके तुम्हें डिस्कशन करना है फ्रेंड्स के साथ. दैट इज द टॉपिक व्हिच इज गिवन. सो नाउ लेट मी गिव यू द टॉपिक, दैट इज ग्लोबल वार्मिंग टू ग्लोबल बॉइलिंग. Global warming to global boiling. Global warming, global warming to global boiling. So I have also typed it, maybe it is visible to you. So global warming to global boiling, that is the topic. I give you a couple of minutes, sochiye, and then we start it. Yeah, Shubham, can you hear? Global warming to global boiling, Shubham. Just think for a while, and then when I say start, then one of you can start.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Sir,
Shubham, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Who's
sir, what it means that when we say global boiling, what it means?
ये ऑप्शन नहीं होता तुम्हारे पास पूछने का. ऐसे केस में आप बाकियों को सुनोगे और अकॉर्डिंगली जाओगे, इफ यू डोंट नो द टॉपिक. और दूसरी बात, मैंने आपको पहले बता दिया था टॉपिक के पहले कि तुम्हें लगेगा तुम्हें आता नहीं, लेकिन तुम्हें आता है. सोचो, यूज करो कॉमन सेंस.
Sir, can we start?
नो, व्हेन आई से देन स्टार्ट.
Okay, sir.
ओके, स्टार्ट नाउ.
Good evening, friends.
Yes, sir.
My name is Rakesh. I got the opportunity to start the discussion. And the topic given to us for the today's discussion is global warming to global boiling. And I believe that it is a very relevant topic. And we can easily see around us in the environment also that the temperature of the earth and the environment also increases every year. And we have to see this issue, and now I invite all of you to participate this discussion.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rakesh. As you have proceeded, I would like to add something that according to as respected sir has given the topic, global warming to global boiling. Now I would like to say that the era of global warming has come to an end, and now the era of global boiling has arrived. I'm saying like this because you can see there are searing temperatures and intense wildfires have raised the northern hemisphere. There are different marine heat waves are devastating the all the aquatic life, and greenhouse also greenhouse emissions are also rising, and these types of all the climate they are causing all the adverse effect to the climate.
Yes, Anurag. Basically,
Yes, I agree
all
with
the
your
effect
point.
is shown on the July month. We are recently seeing the past July month, which has gone is which is the hottest month. Currently, we have seen in the 2023. So yes, there is basically effect of global warming, which is shifted to the global boiling. So yes, heat wave, as you mentioned, that we have past experience that.
Yes, I agree with your point. And we also know that the temperature of the overall Earth is increased by average of 6 degrees Celsius, which is indicate that Earth is boiling, start
No, I
boiling.
don't think
And
so. You
also,
are the correct. You don't give the correct answer actually. It is increasing by 2.5 degrees Celsius. So
actually,
I think
it's our
yeah.
aim to maintain the 4 degrees Celsius, but it is increased to 6 degrees. I think so, if it's possible.
No,
And
we need to
also,
think about the fact behind this increase of
Sorry.
temperature. We need to think about the fact behind the how much temperature is there increase and all data. We should
Because like if
yeah,
you consider that like if we talking about the like how much the temperature is rising, if we consider the 6 degree rise, then all the glacier got like melt. So we can't like exaggerate the
we can
temperature,
we
but
can
yeah, we
easily
can say
say
that.
that we can
As we
definitely
know,
say that
as
there
we
is
know,
increase in temperature.
even in a 1 degree Celsius slightest difference create a like the greatest disaster in our like in our Earth. As we know, due to rise in a 2.5 degrees Celsius, the all the glacier got like start to melt. Like there is in an incidence in nearly Abu Dhabi or some in place where around like around approx like 1.5 kilometer iceberg got shifted from Antarctica to the nearest coast of that that country. So like yeah, we can see that, and also it got affected the most of Antarctic animals like
But
polar bear got
excuse me, my friend.
yeah.
I would like to interrupt that as you have said that by increasing 2.5 degrees Celsius, I mean there is an all the ice in some part of the world is melting. But
Okay,
it is not the case with global warming, because global warming is not of that level. I mean the adverse effect that
yes,
is causing global
yes,
warming,
yes. I
because
totally agree.
global warming is clearly, I mean, it is an exaggeration. It is an extreme point of global warming.
Yes,
It is causing extreme summer. It is causing I can say it is like it is a vastest severe conditions.
yeah.
yes, yes.
जैसा
Okay,
कि
so
हमने इसके
you
अलावा
can
Global
say
देखा है
warming
that
कि
is
it is the
yeah.
exaggerated value of global warming. We can also like we also talk about this. Like the exaggerated value of the global warming is called global boiling, right?
Mhm.
Like because in this century, also in this century, the highest temperature rise we can see in this like July month. So yeah, you can say that obviously.
Okay, definitely
And
there is a problem,
also
and
one
we should focus on. We should not. We should focus how to reduce, and there should not be the condition of global boiling. And
Like
there
if
various
we want to
institutions
like
want
take this
to
discussion
promote
in a
the.
different dimension, then you can say that how we can reduce this like global boiling condition. Like first we have to like see the CO2 emission problem, because the major problem
yes.
is here is the CO2 emission also. And we use lots of like we take an initiative as a like electric vehicle, but I don't think this is very effective or very like
Yes,
good
yes.
idea about it, because
Also,
I
for
want to
the
add
solution of
one
this
more point
problem,
here.
we would so to focus on the sustainable development and focus on the zero emission for the countries. For that,
yeah.
our countries are making agreement like Paris Agreement and different agreements are making in international level
Yeah,
to
Coke
solve this
agreement
issue.
also.
And
Yeah,
there are
COP
various
27
इंडिया में
also
भी
discussed about
आपको
this.
2070 तक कार्बन इमिशन को सबसे
See
खत्म
friend,
करने की
see friend, all
एग्रीमेंट
the
बनी है कि 2070 तक इंडिया में भी आपको कार्बन इमिशन सबसे कम किए जाए। एक तो ये है, और दूसरा
Yeah.
व्हीकल में आपको जितने ऑयल्स यूज होते हैं उसके लिए हमने ईवी व्हीकल्स जितने जल्दी हो सके उतने जल्दी जारी किए जाए, जिससे नॉक्स सॉक्स पोल्यूशन और कार्बन इमिशंस को जितना कम किया जा सके उतना। दूसरी
Want to add
इंडस्ट्री
how
इंडस्ट्री की देखा जाए
government
तो
is playing
इंडस्ट्री
a
बहुत
major
ज्यादा
role
कम
in
करनी
this.
होगी। इंडस्ट्री जो इंडस्ट्री ये पोल्यूशन फैलाती है उनके लिए उन पे नॉर्म्स बनाया जाए, उन पे आपको पॉलिसी
I think
बनाई है।
these are not the immediate solution of this,
see friend,
because these all the factors.
what all of you are saying is extremely correct. Is exactly correct. All of you are saying is the point is exactly correct. But before anything, it is our humanitarian concern. It should first. It is a priority of us how we can. I mean, how we can input into it. Then
Yes,
all
I
the
want
Yeah,
to
like,
add.
It is
I would
also the
like
we
individual
can
level.
say
We have to
that the
focus
like
on to
government is
the
working on the CO2
environment policy.
emission. We can say like I work in a BPCL CRDC where we convert the CO2 into methane, and which is very like effective effective way to the reduce the global warming gas, because we know that the CO2 is the main cause to create a global warming also. But we can say that there's lots of other things, like government also banned it, like chlorofluorocarbon when in 19th centuries, in 1990s around, where the most the chlorofluorocarbon is the biggest and prominent gas to depletion of CO2 gas and causing a CO2 emission also, and creating a global warming. So yeah, government is working on it.
जब कोविड टाइम था तो कैसा हमारा जो ओजोन लेयर था वो जो डिप्लेट हुआ था कोई भी पोर्शन में वो रिपेयर हो चुका था। तो बेसिकली मेजर पोल्यूशन हम देखा जाए तो एयर पोल्यूशन से हम ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं। तो उसके लिए गवर्नमेंट क्या नॉर्म्स ले रही है? तो बेसिकली हमारी जो BS4 की पॉलिसी थी, जैसे आप CO2 इमिशन की बात कर रहे थे, तो वो उसने अभी हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने BS6 की पॉलिसी ला दी है 2020 से। तो बेसिकली वो एक गवर्नमेंट ने स्टेप्स लिया था कि हाउ वी कैन रिड्यूस
catalyst bit.
I agree with all of you, but I want to add other dimensions, like for reducing the global warming, we should focus on solar power plant and hydrogen cell research.
I agree.
इसके साथ हम लोग को क्या करना चाहिए, अगर हम लोग टेक्नोलॉजी इनोवेशन लेके आएंगे, मींस रिसर्च फील्ड में ज्यादा वर्क करेंगे, तो हमारे यहाँ ज्यादा रिसर्च फील्ड होगी, तो टेक्नोलॉजी इनोवेशन के थ्रू हम नए टेक्निक्स ला सकते हैं जो कम इमिशन प्रोड्यूस करे। तो हम लोग को रिसर्च में फंडिंग भी बढ़ानी चाहिए अपनी कंट्री की।
As Aruna said earlier that the hydrogen based vehicle we have to use, actually the Toyota is working on it, and like the most efficient fuel is hydrogen, let's be honest about it, but we don't have the technology to harness the energy from the CO2, but we can say that the very prominent fuel is the hydrogen. Also
let's Naveen has to take something. I think Naveen has to take.
He's saying the right point, as my friend has said earlier, that we would infer on those, we would indulge on those technologies that are easily available, that are easily, we can easily, from that we can easily reduce the global warming, or sort of which cannot lead to global warming.
Let Naveen
Thank you, Ramadan, for
as our topic
today, friends. But I want to add one more point, like for reducing the global warming, we should focus on less use of automobiles. For some less distance, we can use cycle, and also for walking distance. So we can use this type of thing. We can reduce the global warming.
On this point, I want to add one point. That most of the European countries use the public transport. You know that, most of the European country use the public transport, and which is the very good initiative actually, because in India,
because most of the days are using, because there are private transportation is most costlier than public transportation.
Exactly, and it creates
so
more
here also in India we can implement this situation, that private transportation could costlier and public transportation could reduce their amount also.
I want to add one more point.
My dear friend,
I want to add one more point to reduce the global warming. As we know that the major cause for global warming is carbon dioxide, release of carbon dioxide gas. We know that plants will release oxygen and take carbon dioxide.
Yes, I support this point.
If you plant more and more trees and plants, we can reduce the pollution. That
it is one of the best. It is one of the best. It is one of the good reasons. But I can say that
initiative to grow the plants, and like that Isha Foundation.
As our topic said, the global warming to global boiling. That is like because
as earlier
this situation created.
Many of our friends has said that reducing automobiles and going on bicycles and all. See, living in the so much populated area where so much hurriness is there to every individual, we cannot say that we can go to bicycle, or we can just replace automobiles. Automobiles.
No. So that's why I already
saying
say use the public transport.
We have to just modify the automobiles.
I need to say what technology warming to global boiling, उसका इफेक्ट क्या है इकोनॉमिक्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखा जाए तो हमें अभी जो सडन इंक्रीज इन प्राइस ऑफ टोमेटोज जो हो रहा था कि एक वो इरेगुलरिटी ऑफ रेनफॉल और वो सब ग्लोबल बॉइलिंग की वजह से ही हो रहा है। तो एक आदमी को जो जरूरियात की चीजें होती है वो भी महंगी हो जाती है इस टाइम पे। तो
Yes,
बेसिकली
yes, there is
उसको
affecting the-
देखना
मैं
होता
इसके
है।
साथ एक और पॉइंट ऐड
also
करना चाहूंगा कि हमने
Also,
देखा है कि
it's
जो एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड होता है उसमें हम लोग जो राइस उगाते हैं उसके कारण भी ग्लोबल वार्मिंग काफी होता है, और हम लोग क्या करते हैं जो दूसरी कंट्रीज में एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं राइस का, तो उसका भी ग्लोबल वार्मिंग का असर हमारी कंट्री के ऊपर पड़ता है।
if we
तो हम
if we
लोग को
see
प्रॉपर बैलेंस
the
करना चाहिए
effect
उसको
of
भी।
if we see the effect of the global warming to global boiling, then we can see in many factors, like in agriculture, in deforestation because of an elderly dekho to, like we see the hypothermia problem, like the heat wave problem. Because of that, like most of the old age people get sick and get like bad health due to this, obviously. And also we can see that the economy, how if economy is affecting, like let's take example of any crop you have, like most of the fire like get start due to the like high global boiling also. So
Yes,
yeah,
so
like
I
there,
agree with you. For this, we can use the solid waste management for like parali. We can use the nanoparticle for the agriculture field. Like one of company LCV fertilizer, they they make 100% biodegradable, low cost biofertilizer. They can use the parali like as nanoparticle and as a activating catalyst. So solid waste management is also one factor in case of reducing the global
yeah, this is
warming.
Yes,
actually
sir.
cause
I
of the
want to
global
add one
warming,
Yeah,
we can say that. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
one more point I would like to add. If we see out the cons of that side, then if a company doesn't industrialize, our countries doesn't industrialize, then we cannot grow and cannot become into the developed country. Whereas the developed country are restricting us for producing CO2. So that is a unbalancing into the universal level also.
Yeah,
yes, yes. These are the
as we
points
know,
which
like
are related to
our
economics
Ramakant said
also.
that any country like the development measure on the parameter how much energy we consume, right? Like but like as we develop country, like as India is a like emerging global power, we have the responsibility to like control and like control the CO2 emission, and also like we have to like see in the like further foresightedness, we have to like see the future also, like how do we protect our earlier generation. Because as we know, due to global warming and global boiling, the all glacier get melt, and most of our like capital cities like Chennai, Mumbai, also like in if we going on this rate, like that sink in nearly 100 years. Like you can see the also read about articles about it and see the documentary on a discovery. So we have a very serious concern about it.
I also need to talk about what happened to the animals which are living in the ocean.
Yeah.
So basically अगर global boiling हो रहा है तो salinity of the ocean will increase. तो उससे क्या होगा कि जो sea animals है उस पे ज्यादा इफेक्ट आएगी. They required oxygen to breathe, right? So उसको वो कम मिलेगा अगर उसकी salinity increase हो जाएगी, तो उन पे भी इफेक्ट आ रहा है. तो many species are getting extinct due to this global warming.
आई वुड
मैं ये
लाइक टू
भी
वन
कहना
मोर एड
चाहूंगा,
पॉइंट, जैसा कि
मैं
अभी
भी
बहुत
कहना
सारे लोग
चाहूंगा
बोल रहे थे कि हम लोग को इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल की तरफ फोकस करना चाहिए, पर जो इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल में बैटरी यूज होती है उसमें लिथियम यूज होता है, और हमारे यहाँ लिथियम अगर आप जमीन से खोद के निकालोगे तो वो भी एक एनवायरमेंट
उसमें
पोल्यूशन और
pollution होता
ग्लोबल वार्मिंग का
है.
कारण
Exactly.
बनता है।
Yes,
तो हम
yes,
लोग को
yes.
लिथियम का भी सोर्स ऐसा सोचना चाहिए कि हम लोग
see
कुछ भी
friend,
प्रोड्यूस
all the
Yes,
points,
Ramakant, I
all
want to say,
into the,
I want to say one thing.
all of your points are I mean good. You are given different reasons how to I mean control the causes, but I can say that even COP27 climate summit, sorry, 27 climate summit
you're
also,
not
there also issue has been raised, issue has been raised regarding the global concern. So government at a global level is also concerned about that. They are focusing
All the
about
countries should
global
take an
warming,
initiative
that
about this.
it cannot, yeah, countries
I want to add one
have
point.
knowledge, have in mind that
Yes,
they are
yes.
focusing.
yeah.
I want to add one point.
There are also
We are
institutions that
Definitely
get
we are
into
using plastic
practice,
bags, na?
to how
Yes.
to reduce the global warming. Like Isha Foundation that has led the initiative to grow the plant like 11 crore 20 lakhs, and Safe Soil Movement also, which is how to reduce the global
Yeah.
warming. And there are also various private sectors, private organizations that take initiative, and we should, as a person, we should take initiative to plant at least one tree every year that can be contribute to this environment issue.
मैं एक पॉइंट ऐड करना चाहूंगा कि अगर हम इसको कम करना चाहते हैं ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को, तो एनर्जी सेक्टर में जो पावर सेक्टर है जिसकी वजह से बहुत ज्यादा पोल्यूशन होता है, पावर सेक्टर में आपको कोल पावर प्लांट की को जितना कम किया जा सके उतना कम करके हम रिन्यूएबल सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी को बढ़ा सकते हैं। फॉसिल फ्यूल वाले जो ऑयल वाली एनर्जी है उनको भी कम करना चाहिए, और रिन्यूएबल सोर्स वाले जैसे न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी हो गए, सोलर पावर प्लांट हो गए, विंड पावर प्लांट हो गए, इनको बढ़ावा देना चाहिए। जितना ज्यादा हम डेवलप करेंगे,
immediate solution of this issue. These all the points are also connected with the economics, and ये ऐसा है कि एक दिन में होने वाला नहीं है, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट ने ऑलरेडी इनिशिएटिव लिया हुआ है।
I think
बहुत relative, I mean,
all the I
we
think
cannot say these things on it.
to tackle this problem, I think the major countries, like the already developed country, have to come into the picture. Like if we talk about the South African countries, which is not very developed and not very developed in the field of energy sector, then they have to use the coal, right? But like we know that the like America using a very like efficient nuclear reactor, like and also our government wants to like deal with that. Like we take like take the patent or like give technology sharement, so that we can use a very efficient manner in a nuclear fuel. So yeah,
I would like to continue the point of शुभम, जैसा कि उसने कहा कि जो डेवलप कंट्री है उन्होंने अवेलेबली डेवलप कर लिया है, तो उनको अपना टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर करना चाहिए, और साथ में कुछ अमाउंट डेवलप नेशन को भी ट्रांसफर करना चाहिए, डेवलपिंग नेशन को ट्रांसफर करना चाहिए, जिससे वो भी डेवलप होके फंड्स ट्रांसफर करना चाहिए, जिससे वो इमिशन को अपने तरफ से भी कंट्रोल कर सके।
Yeah, exactly. My friend, you are extremely right, because the point of danger is not from the developed nation that you are using coal. It is from the developing nation that are their base is only on this types of energies like coal and all. So all the countries
coal and fossil fuels are very much.
Actually, if you look at the bigger picture,
at the global level should help each other so that they can come to a common conclusion in order to control.
Developed countries should have should
exactly. If you look at in the bigger picture, that how we shifted the from the global warming to global boiling, it's not any one country problem. Like it is the whole planetary level problem. Yeah. Right, it's a planetary level problem. So I think like we have to like make a very like for the developing country and developed country, you have to make a very strict committee and like work on the scientific development, and also on the restriction of the how we cannot use the CO2 emission like greater than this, and like we have to impose the like bound. But I know that there is a lots of developing country which is in the process of a development, so they can't like just stop the production of CO2 emission, but we have to like work upon the technology, like if we like talking even about the like CO2 emission.
In addition to all the whether the countries, developing countries, they should help, it is definitely the work of the UN who handle all the things, all the countries. In UN, a special committee, a special governing agency should be made so that they can monitor all these problems should be handled properly by all the developed and the developing nations for the betterment of the people. So and even for the country.
If we want to add the new dimension here, like what is the the disadvantage of, also we know that the disadvantage of a global warming, but we have to see what is the disadvantage of shifting from global warming to global boiling. So we can say that it is the worst condition from the global warming also, because global boiling is the extreme condition of a global warming, as we discussed earlier. So I think
yes, Shubham, I agree with you. I want to add one more point to reduce the global warming. Most of us use plastic bags. These plastics won't degrade. This will take years and years to immersible into the earth. So in olden days, they are using only biodegradable only. If you can replace these plastic bags with normal biodegradable bags, green bags, somehow we can, due to these plastic bags only, temperature is rising, global warming is also increasing. If you can replace these bags with biodegradable bags, this is somehow one of the solution. and also by increasing the
Yes, Naveen, I
effort.
need
मैं
to add,
नवीन के पॉइंट में एक पॉइंट ऐड करना
plastic
चाहूंगा,
one
नवीन
point
के
की
पॉइंट
जो
में कि प्लास्टिक
मेजरली
वाली
अभी
बात
जो सिनेरियो चल रहा है, तो डंपिंग ऑफ प्लास्टिक इन ओशियन जो हो रहा है वो सबसे ज्यादा हो रहा है इस टाइम पे, कि वही वही कारण आई थिंक दैट इज द मेन रीजन फॉर ग्लोबल वार्मिंग।
मैं इस पॉइंट में ऐड करना चाहूंगा कि
I
प्लास्टिक की
agree, but I
डिकम्पोजिशन
want
के
to
लिए
add one
जी,
इसी के लिए
point.
प्लास्टिक
अलग
के
अलग
डिकम्पोजिशन के लिए
परियोजनाएं
रिसर्च
इसी
चल
के
रहा
लिए
है
अलग
प्लाज्मा
अलग
से,
परियोजनाएं
प्लाज्मा
चलाई जा रही हैं, अलग अलग
इसके
सरकार परियोजनाएं चला
इसके
रही है जो डंपिंग जो भी हो रहा है उसको साफ सफाई निकालने के लिए।
I
इसमें
think
पॉइंट एक
add
ऐड करना
But
चाहूंगा
we
कि
should
जो
focus on biofiber
जो
also. Like biofibers company make more sustainable
हेलो
plastic जो degradable रहती हैं. And also we should focus on carbon capturing process, CO2 capturing process. Like there are many
yeah
process absorption and more process for CO2 capturing.
Okay.
obviously
yes.
Now I think
actually
we
there's
conclude
a
one
lot.
by one now. We conclude one
Yes
by
sir.
one. So I start with Rakesh. Rakesh, please conclude entire discussion.
Hello.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually, I don't know the pattern how to conclude the discussion. I just prepared the starting
Okay,
of the
let
discussion.
Ramakant start now.
Sir, I can conclude.
Yes, sir.
Everybody is to conclude one by one here.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for giving me opportunity to conclude our group discussion. आज का हमारा टॉपिक था ग्लोबल वार्मिंग टू ग्लोबल बॉइलिंग, और हमने इसके ऊपर बहुत अच्छा एनालिसिस किया, इसके सारे प्रोस और कॉन्स को जाना, और हम सब जानते हैं कि ये काफी एवर लास्टिंग डिस्कशन का टॉपिक है। फिर भी हमने इसमें कई सारे अच्छे पॉइंट्स बोले, जैसे कि ग्लोबल वार्मिंग जो होता है, सबसे पहले हमने प्रोसेस को समझा जो CO2 के कारण होता है। तो हमें CO2 एमिशन को कम करना होगा जो कि इंडस्ट्रीज से होता है और खास करके ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर से होता है। तो उसको कम करने के लिए हम रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी सोर्स और रिसर्च का सहायता ले सकते हैं, जो कि नई नई टेक्नोलॉजी लेके आए और उसको सॉल्व कर सके। उसके बाद हमने इसके थोड़े बहुत कॉन्स के बारे में समझा कि कई सारी जो डेवलप्ड नेशन है उन्होंने अभी डेवलपमेंट कर लिया और CO2 एमिशन कर लिया है, और वो हमें अब डेवलपिंग नेशंस को रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना चाहते हैं एक तरीके से। जैसे कि इंडोनेशिया हो गया, इंडोनेशिया ऐसे तो कोई ज्यादा ग्लोबल वार्मिंग में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करता, पर अगर उसका प्रोग्रेस रोक भी देंगे तो भी उसमें कोई इम्पैक्ट पड़ने वाला नहीं है। तो ऐसे कंट्रीज को रोका भी जा रहा है, तो हम लोग की डेवलपमेंट में भी एक एडवर्स इफेक्ट पड़ता है। तो मेरे हिसाब से हमें ऐसा करना चाहिए, हमें फाइनल कंक्लूजन ये होता है कि जो डेवलप नेशन है उन्हें डेवलपिंग नेशन को रिसर्च के फील्ड में और मॉनिटरी सपोर्ट करना चाहिए, जिससे वो ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को रोक सके, और ओवरऑल यूनिवर्सल लेवल पर सबको साथ में आके काम करना चाहिए। दिस फॉर ऑल माय पॉइंट्स। थैंक यू गाइस।
Okay, Krushal.
Hello everyone. So we have a great discussion for the global warming to global boiling. So we have discussed
I
about
can conclude, sir.
what its cost,
Everyone
how
got
we can reduce it, and what's the new thing in the market. So we have discussed about its causes and the reduction disease. So we can conclude that we can reduce it by doing some kind of CO2 capture, or we can say that new thing like alternative fuels like hydrogen and the EV vehicles. By this way, we can reduce the global warming. And the new thing is that the net zero emission which government has told about to 2070 तक जो हमको लाना है, so वो अगर करेंगे then we can reduce the global warming. So that's all from my side. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Anurag.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to conclude. As all my friend has said, their points are very much valid. But I would like to add that it is before saying anything to government or different types of on global basis or any agency or any organization, it is the responsibilities for us as a human to that how much we can give input to the surroundings, so that from one only it goes to many. So after that, all the necessary things come into picture, that government should take a step in order to control the global warming. So firstly, what I can say, it is the priority of us.
Okay, Shubham.
yes sir. Okay friend, I take the opportunity to conclude this discussion. Friend, we had a good discussion and could reach the consensus where we first we discuss about how the global warming to global boiling affecting our surrounding, our environment, and our elderly. And some of our friend is give a very valid and very good points on it. And also we today discuss the global warming to global to reach the global warming, or how can be reduced. And also we discussed to how government policies and government and other countries and developed country to participate in the global level and to reduce the global warming in overall. And I think this is a very the healthy discussion today we have. And I want to conclude on the point here is that we have to come along with all as a human level and participate in the way that we can reduce the global warming and have a better life for our coming up generation. So thank you.
Okay, Raja.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible? Yeah.
Hello, friends. Now I want to conclude our group discussion. जैसा कि हमने जितना भी डिस्कशन किया उससे बहुत अच्छे कंक्लूजन्स निकले और बहुत अच्छे पॉइंट्स हमने डिस्कशन किए। तो जैसा कि स्टार्ट किया हमारे दोस्तों ने, जैसे स्टार्ट किए उसमें हमने ग्लोबल वार्मिंग से कैसे ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की वजह से क्या क्या इफेक्ट पड़ रहे हैं, हमारे इन्वायरमेंट पे क्या इफेक्ट्स पड़ रहे हैं और हमारे अलग अलग कंट्रीज पे क्या इफेक्ट्स पड़ रहे हैं, इसकी हमने चर्चा की। हीट वेव कैसे, टेम्परेचर कैसे बढ़ रहे हैं और हीट वेव कैसे आ रहे हैं, इन पे हमने पहले डिस्कशन की। फिर हमने ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को कैसे रिड्यूस किया जाए इसके बारे में हमने डिस्कशन किया। उसके लिए हमने कई सारे डिस्कशन किए, जैसे कि हम हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल की बात की गई, कैसे हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल को लाया जाए, और ईवीज की बात की गई, इलेक्ट्रिकल व्हीकल्स की, और पावर सेक्टर में हमने बात की कई सारे रिन्यूएबल सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी को कैसे यूज किया जाए और जिससे कि कार्बन एमिशन कम हो। उसके अलावा हमने और भी रिड्यूस किया, और भी कार्बन एमिशन को रिड्यूस करने के लिए और भी पॉइंट्स डिस्कस किए, जैसे कि प्लांटेशन किया जाए और डिफोरेस्टेशन कम किया जाए। उसके बाद हमने प्लास्टिक्स के ऊपर बात की कि प्लास्टिक्स कैसे हम प्लास्टिक्स को कम कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए क्या नॉर्म्स बना सकते हैं, क्या उसके लिए वो कर सकते हैं, और डेवलप नेशन और डेवलपिंग नेशन के बीच में कैसे नॉर्म्स बनाया जाए, कैसे यूनाइटेड नेशन इसके बीच में अपना एक एग्रीमेंट बनाया जाए ताकि कार्बन एमिशन को हम जितना ज़्यादा हो सके उतना कम किया जा सके। तो ये सब हमने चर्चाएं की, इससे हमारा डिस्कशन बहुत ही अच्छा रहा, बहुत ही फ्रूटफुल रहा। थैंक यू।
Yeah, Aruna, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. The cause of global warming can be seen from two factors, like one is human activities and another is economic factor. So human activities, like many things, many more things as already we can discuss, and like economic industrialization and many more things we had already discussed. And other thing is that reducing the global warming, we can also discuss, like more we can focus on research or solar power plant, hydrogen and carbon capturing process reducing, and many more focus on biofibers for plastic replacing, and like low cost biofertilizer type manure we can use in agriculture field. This is all from my side. Thank you.
Okay, Ramakant.
Sir, already done, sir.
Okay, and I think Karnam is left.
Yes, sir. Okay, friends. Let me take the opportunity to conclude the discussion. The discussion was very smooth, and initially the discussion was how the global warming is going, and it is how it is increased to global boiling. Initially, we discussed that most of the pollution is due to carbon dioxide emissions. For this purpose, we have find many solutions. One of the solution is by instead of generating power using thermal power plants, if we use like renewable energy power plants, like solar energy power plant, wind energy power plant, if you use like this, we can reduce the carbon emissions, and we can these sources like sun, wind, these sources are free and available every day. This is one solution, friends, we discussed. And for public transportation, for short distances, if you use cycle, then it will be very good. Cycle, we know that it does not require any fuel, and it will be healthy also. For short distances, it is very good. And we also discussed that by transferring the technologies between the two countries in reducing the global warming by forming committees like that, that is one solution we discussed, friends. If we come together, form a committee, and it depends on everyone. This global warming not only causing problem to humans only, it is causing problem to the entire ecosystem, like plants, animals, everything. So we human beings on the earth, we have to take responsibility on this. If we come together, then we can solve up to the then we can reduce the global warming up to some extent, friends. Okay, friends. Thank you, friends.
Okay. Okay, so I think everybody is done. Right?
Okay, sir. Now I want to conclude the
Okay,
discussion.
Rakesh, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Okay, friends. I take the opportunity to conclude the discussion. Friends, we had a good discussion and could reach consensus. In the group discussion, we first discuss what is the global warming, and if we neglect it, how it become the global boiling condition, and what are the governments do, and various international organizations like UN and COP20 and various initiatives that took place. But I strongly believe that this is not any government issue. It is every person's living in the world issue, and we should, as a citizen, take the responsibility to take into how to reduce this global warming conditions and their cons, and we should at least plant some trees in nearby our land and private lands and houses also, and we should support the government policies also. So do not depend totally on the government policies. We should take part also, and we should take this initiative as a social movement, and we have to come forward to this issue. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let me first tell which each one of you have discussed. So I think this is Rakesh started this entire discussion, and he talked about temperature increasing. That is in the introduction, but he did not give the direction to the discussion. Later on, he said, okay, let's focus on how to reduce it. So the introduction, which I always tell you, introduction should be like, tell others what you want to discuss. आपको क्या discuss करना है पूरे, in which direction you want the discussion to go. So Rakesh did not do that. It should have been done. And after that, Anurag said, okay, Anurag, you should never refer to the observer. You should never say, sir, thank you, sir, you gave the opportunity, or sir has mentioned the topic. You should never maintain the eye contact with the observer, and you should never refer to the observer.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
हाँ, आपने आपस में बात करना है, right? And then he said, okay, the era of boiling has started, and now the heat wave is there because of that a new era has started, and that was a good line. Actually, era of warming is over. Now era of boiling has started. I will discuss the meaning of that. So that is what Anurag, the most important point from his side was. And Crucial said, okay, July is the hottest month and warming, and that is the reason. So it is because of the July, it is because of new era has started. So these are some relevant points actually you guys are talking about. Then Ramakant said, okay, sustainable development is something which is required, and research is something which is required. So that is like how we can control the boiling or something. And then Shubham said, okay, data is something which somebody is mentioning is not correct. So it is a 6-degree rise which will create the devastation. So he could catch someone on the data. And if somebody quotes some data which you think is not right, and if you say no, the data you are mentioning is not correct, so you get the opportunity to talk, but your data should be correct. And that is also one of the ways, telling somebody that, friend, what you are saying, I don't agree with you. I don't think this is fact. I don't think this is true. So if you find that particular point somewhere, you refer it, because entire group will listen to you if you say that. Later on, you said, okay, e-vehicle, hydrogen technology, public transport, they can be useful. So these were the points given by Shubham. He kept on giving many points. Anurag said, okay, there is a severe condition, and because of the severity, we can say it is not warming, it is now boiling. Rajan said, okay, 2070 is the net carbon zero for us, and that is where we should target now. Aruna said, okay, solar, hydrogen, biofiber, these are the concepts which Aruna gave. That is largely to, solve the problem. Karnam said, okay, plastic bags is the main trouble and all. So these are some of the points you guys, all of you provided. Now, let me tell you, like Shubham was speaking, Shubham has contributed. Crucial can talk, Ramakant can talk, Shubham can talk, and Anurag also is speaking. Rajan, you have to speak. Aruna, you have to speak more. Karnam, you have to show some more energy, and Rakesh, more energy you have to show. So, Crucial, Shubham, Ramakant, and Anurag ka way of speaking is good. I don't know now you participate, you don't participate, how much content you are enriched, but जो बोलने का तरीका है वो क्रुशिल, शुभम, रमाकांत और अनुराग का ठीक है. अरुणा में एनर्जी लेवल you have to increase. Karnam, energy level has to be more. Rakesh, energy level has to be more. And if you people are not, sometime visible, then I will not be in position to give the feedback also very clearly. But this is what my feedback to all of you is. Rajan, you are also to speak more. एंड करनम डोंट वेट फॉर लॉन्ग. अरुणा एंड करनम, बहुत देर तक आपका पार्टिसिपेशन नहीं आया, आपको पार्टिसिपेशन रेगुलरली करना होता है. यू हैव टू पार्टिसिपेट ऑन द रेगुलर बेसिस. If you people decide to go for introduction or conclusion, then you should stick to the structure. There is always a structure. I told you that conclusion में तो आपने जो बाकी उन लोगों ने बात की है उसके बारे में आप वो बोल सकते हैं, and that it helps. And introduction का एक पैटर्न है that you have to follow. Introduction, best introduction would have been that, okay, friends, I've got opportunity to introduce this topic to all of you, global warming to global boiling. So friends, global warming, all of us know how important this topic is for the sustainability of the planet Earth. And when we are saying boiling, that simply reflects the severity of the warming. So now we are coming to the boiling point where, further devastation can be observed. So friends, this particular term global warming was coined by none other than the Secretary General of United Nations. His name is Antonio Guterres. He coined this term because of what situation globally we saw during July. July was the hottest month in many of the nations, and a lot of devastation we can feel in India flooding, China flooding, America में troubles are coming, there fire coming in America, Canada में fire is there, forest fire is there, somewhere flooding is there, somewhere fire is there, and our this ice this are melting on the Antarctica, Arctic. So all these things, I mean, because of that he tell, and this simply reflects the severity of the situation. I think we should discuss this entire topic, friends, in the category of that what do we actually understand by global boiling, how it is different from global warming, and then we should discuss that what are the repercussions of this, and then we should discuss what can be the solution for this, and how we should go towards the sustainable solutions for saving our planet Earth. So now I open the house for discussion among all of you. तो वार्मिंग और बॉइलिंग में डिफरेंस क्या है? एज वी नो, वार्मिंग इज समथिंग व्हिच इज माइल्ड, नथिंग टू वरी. बॉइलिंग मींस ओके, एक्सट्रीम हैज कम नाउ. सो बॉइलिंग इज द एक्सट्रीम स्टेट ऑफ वार्मिंग. So same weather, climate change is also reaching toward the extreme zone now, which is a very red zone we can call it, very is a danger zone we can call it. एंड एग्जाम्पल्स भी तुम लोग दे सकते हो. इंडिया में फ्लड आया, आप लोगों ने चाइना में फ्लड के बारे में सुना होगा, आप लोगों ने कहीं फायर के बारे में सुना होगा. सो इन ग्रुप डिस्कशन इफ यू गाइस गिव सम एग्जांपल दैट रियली हैज अ वेटेज, कोई भी एग्जांपल आप दोगे तो उसका वेटेज होता है. सो फ्रेंड्स, लेट मी ब्रिंग टू योर नोटिस द एग्जांपल ऑफ ग्लोबल बॉइलिंग. लाइक दिस इज हैपनिंग. ऐसा कभी नहीं देखा गया था कि उस कंट्री में इतना टेम्परेचर हो जाएगा, ऐसा कभी नहीं देखा गया था कि इतना फ्लड हो जाएगा. चाइना में 140 साल से में पहली बार इतना फ्लड आया, समथिंग लाइक दैट. यू कैन गिव सम एग्जांपल्स. जो भी एग्जांपल है, थिंक ऑफ एग्जांपल. डाटा तब कोट करो अगर तुम्हें डाटा पता है, श्योर है. क्योंकि अगर किसी ने बोल दिया कि डाटा गलत है, जैसे रमाकांत ने बोला एंड शुभम ने उसको निगेट कर दिया, तो कई बार वो सिचुएशन खराब हो सकती है कि आप गलत डाटा कोट कर रहे हो. तो आपने डाटा तब तक नहीं कोट करना जब तक आपको श्योर नहीं है, तब डाटा कोट करो. एग्जाम्पल दो. एग्जाम्पल अपने लोकल भी हो सकते हैं, कोई भी हो सकते हैं. आप यहीं के दे सकते हो. इंडिया के अंदर तुमने देखा इस बार मॉनसून कितना सवियर था, तो वो एक ग्लोबल वार्मिंग एंड देन बॉइलिंग का ही एग्जांपल है। ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है कि जब बहुत ज्यादा टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा तो आइस कैप मेल्ट होंगे, वेपर्स बनेंगे तो फ्लडिंग आएगा, सिविरिटी आएगा, वेदर जो है वो प्रेडिक्टेबल नहीं रहेगा, अनप्रेडिक्टेबल हो जाएगा। सो दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स यू यू शुड टॉक अबाउट। एक तो ये चीज आपने करना है। बाकी उसके बाद ग्लोबल बॉइलिंग के आप कैसे उसको सॉल्व करना है, तो हमें फॉसिल फ्यूल के ऊपर से डिपेंडेंस वी हैव टू रिड्यूस। सो हाइड्रोजन
काम
टेक्नोलॉजी
करना
यू टॉकिंग अबाउट, ई व्हीकल्स यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, more and more plantation, forest can be the sink for carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases को reduce करने के लिए we have to plant more and more trees. More government should become more serious. So we are talking about the sustainable development goals. There are 17 sustainable development goals, and you talk about the Paris Agreement, and also we have to, every government is to seriously pursue that and do that. So जो भी फिर solution है वो तुम देना start कर सकते हो। सो एनवायरनमेंट के ऊपर कोई ना कोई टॉपिक आ सकता है, यू कैन ऑलवेज पुट दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग इन द लिंकेजेस एंड रिमेंबर व्हाट आर द 17 सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स एंड व्हाट इज द लिटिल स्टोरी बिहाइंड दैट। I mean, what is the pledge? Every government is doing the pledge. India government is doing pledge. What are the steps taken by Indian government? What are the steps taken by others? So those things you should put it up. So again, I say that whenever some GD is done, you guys are to note down the points, important points in your copy after the GD, and you have to get some data. That sir has mentioned about the sustainable development goal. What is this all about? 17 goals. When was this? When is this to be completed? So we talk about 2017 net zero carbon emission. What is that? So what is the Paris Agreement? So you note them in copy. That will become your knowledge base, and maybe you can code that somewhere. बाकी तो लिंक बनाना है आपको और उस तरीके से आपने बात करनी है। सो दिस इज हाउ यू हैव टू पार्टिसिपेट। सो अगर मैं तुम्हें रेटिंग्स वगैरह दूं तो मेरे को लगता है कि शुभम को 7+ का रेटिंग मिल सकता है, शुभम को मिल सकता है। उसके बाद क्रुशिल इज ऑलमोस्ट नियर 7, रमाकांत एंड अनुराग ऑल्सो नियर बाय अबाउट दैट, एंड देन राकेश विल बी समवेयर अराउंड 6.8, karnam 6.8, 6.7, aruna 6.6, rajan also 6.6. So that is the ratings which I'll give to each one of you. You have to hit more than 7. So that's all from my side. Anything you want to ask or tell?
Sir, I am unable to hear my mistakes.
You are unable to hear your mistakes. There is nothing like
internet connection issue.
there is nothing like mistake, Aruna. You have to improve. कोई मिस्टेक नहीं होता जीडी में। आपको इम्प्रूव करना है, एनर्जी लेवल बढ़ाओ, पार्टिसिपेशन ज्यादा से ज्यादा करो, स्टार्ट पार्टिसिपेटिंग फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग एंड कम आउट विद एग्जांपल्स, कम आउट विद अ गुड कंटेंट। दैट्स ऑल इन जीडी। और बाकी अपना वीडियो देखा करो आप, हमारा जो न्यू चैनल है उस पर वीडियो अपलोड होगा। सेल्फ असेसमेंट किया करो अपना कि मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ, मैं कहाँ बोल रही हूँ, बाकी कैसे बोल रहे हैं, या आपके जो बाकी कंपिटिटर्स हैं ये कैसे बात कर रहे हैं। दे आर योर कंपिटिटर इन द इंटरव्यूज एंड जीडीज, सो लिसन टू देम, सी देम, राइट? दिस इज हाउ यू हैव टू डू।
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था सर। सर जैसे मेरे को शुभम ने पॉइंट आउट किया 6 डिग्री सेल्सियस मैंने गलत डाटा, उस पॉइंट में मुझे उसको सॉरी बोलना चाहिए कि जीडी को जैसे चल रहा है वैसे
okay okay Shubham, maybe the data which I gave may not be correct, but Shubham, you understand what I mean to say? The meaning is like, okay, we should not dwell, तो इस तरीके से उसको moderate कर दो, क्योंकि you see anybody can make a mistake, so you project it like this. So you say, okay, maybe Shubham, what you are saying is correct, so maybe my data is not correct, but I hope you understood the way I am trying to link the things, like it should not exceed a particular limit. तो इस तरीके से उसको माइल्ड कर दो चीज
इसको बैलेंस आउट में सर इस तरह
सॉरी
कर
बोलने
सकते
की
हैं
रिक्वायरमेंट
गलत
नहीं है,
कुछ है।
यू शुड नॉट फील सॉरी।
यस
अब सर जैसे कभी भी जैसे किसी डाटा में गलती हो रही है तो हम उसको अपने बेनिफिट की तरफ से मोल्ड कर पाए उस स्ट्रक्चर को, ताकि ऐसा ना हो कि
इस तरीके से बोलना है। मे बी इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, कई बार आपने मेरे को सुना होगा मैं बोलता हूँ कि आई थिंक 2 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड, मे बी इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग 2 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड शुड नॉट, तो मे बी इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, अंग्रेजी इज अ ब्यूटीफुल वर्ड, लैंग्वेज। इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, फिर रॉन्ग बोल दो, यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? सो नो ऑफेंड टू एनीबॉडी, बट देन कुछ भी बोल दो उसको। फिर लेकिन सॉरी क्या होता है ना, सॉरी ये होता है कि तुमने गलती की है, तुम रियलाइज करो। गलती करने से पहले क्या बोलना होता है वो बोलो, गलती करने से पहले जो बोलना है ना वो बोलो, गलती करने के बाद मत बोलो। गलती करने से पहले कि मे बी आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर अबाउट दिस, बट व्हाट आई थिंक इज लाइक दिस, मे बी इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, तो बोल दो मे बी इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, दिस स्टेटमेंट वाज गिवन बाय यूनाइटेड नेशन जनरल सेक्रेटरी इन मंथ ऑफ जुलाई, मे बी इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, तो मे बी इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, फिर आगे से कोई कुछ नहीं बोलेगा तो तुम बच भी गए। तो ऐसे आइडेंटिफाई करो इंग्लिश के वर्ड्स को। तो जो बहुत अच्छा स्पीकर होते हैं वो ऐसे ही करते हैं, फिर वो जहां पे उनको बहुत क्लियर नहीं है लेकिन बतानी भी है चीज, तो उनके हल्का सा दिमाग में है, बताना भी है, तो वो इस तरीके से चलते हैं और वो बता देते हैं सबको कि भाई मैं श्योर नहीं हूँ इसके बारे में, तो लेकिन मैं स्टिल आई वांट टू टेल यू।
यस
सर।
राइट। बाकी जितना प्रैक्टिस करोगे, पॉइंट यही है कि जितनी तुम मेहनत करोगे ना, उतना ही तुम इम्प्रूव कर पाओगे। मेहनत आपकी, ये जो जीडी हम करते हैं यहीं पे नहीं होती है, जीडी के बाद क्या मेहनत होती है कि अभी अपने टेबल पे बैठे और तुमने नोट कर लिया कुछ पॉइंट्स को, उसके बाद जो वीडियो अपलोड हुआ आपने सुन लिया उसको, आपने उनको देखा ये लड़का ऐसे बात कर रहा है, शुभम ऐसे बात कर रहा है, वो ऐसे असेसमेंट अपनी भी दूसरों की भी, सो वो भी किया, उससे भी लर्न किया, फिर आप जो लेटेस्ट चल रही हैं चीजें उनको नोट करते रहे कि लेटेस्ट ये चीज चल रहा है, उसको नोट करते रहे। तो ऐसे आपको जीडी वगैरह में पार्टिसिपेट करोगे। और स्टूडेंट्स को लगता है कि जीडी इज ओनली टिल यू गेट द जॉब, नो, प्रमोशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं ये। आपको बाद में भी अगर जाना है तो यू शुड बी गुड इन टॉकिंग टू अदर्स, वही तुम्हारा प्रमोशन डिसाइड करता है बाद में। तो अब सीखो, इस चीज को सीख लो एंड देन प्रोसीड फॉरवर्ड इन योर प्रोफेशनल करियर लाइक दैट। दिस हाउ यू हैव टू डू इट। गॉट इट?
यस
And practice
Yes.
more. That's all from my side.
Okay.
Then it